Hi, John Robertson back for another video. Now, today you might notice my screen is a little bit different. This video is going to talk to you about another way to organize your eForms. Also, you can get links to other places in your Oscar installation, and you can also put external links in this. But this is a Greasemonkey script. So if you don't want to do Greasemonkey or you have concerns about that, stop watching this video, move on to another video. But if you are interested in a one-click way to get to the eForms that you use most commonly, as well as getting to external links quite quickly from a patient's chart, and things like eDocs in your Oscar installation, then listen on and I'll go through how you can use a very nice script that Stan Hurwitz made that works in Greasemonkey and will save you a lot of time. Now, another disclosure, Greasemonkey only works in Firefox. So I am in Firefox right now. I actually already have Greasemonkey installed on this version of Firefox, but we're going to go through how to install that. And then I'm going to go through how to find the right script specifically for today's lesson, and then we'll move forward. So this screen is purple, not the way you usually expect to see it. That's a Greasemonkey script. It's just a little extra. There's also some Greasemonkey up here. This is not normally what you would see in your calendar links, but we're going to ignore all of that. I'm going to go above the screen. You can't see this, but on the top right-hand side, there's 3 horizontal bars, and those 3 horizontal bars are the way to get into the menu for Firefox. So top right corner, 3 horizontal bars, clicking on that now. Down here where it's got that little puzzle piece and it says add-ons, we're going to go into add-ons. You can see here that I already have Greasemonkey added into my version of Firefox, but let's just type Greasemonkey up here in the Find More Add-ons. We're going to click on the magnifying glass. And there we go. That's the one we're looking for right here. We're going to click on this Greasemonkey. Now here it says remove because I already have it added. But if you don't have Greasemonkey already installed, it would say install here. You click on that. It would install into your Firefox browser, and you would restart your Firefox browser, and Greasemonkey would be installed. Once you've got Greasemonkey installed, then the next thing we need to do is we need to find the right scripts to add to add this one particular script that, as I said, Stan Hurwitz made, and we're going to find that script and download it. So we're actually in something called GitHub, where Stan Hurwitz has given us a whole bunch of codes that he's made that is very, very useful. I'm going to back up a bit here because I want to show you how you easily get to GitHub and find Stan's scripts. So if we move backwards, what I did originally was I typed in GitHub and Dr. Stan MD, all one word. And the first thing that popped up for me was this Dr. Stan MD GitHub, and that's where you want to go. When we click on that, we get into his main page, and I'm going to go down here to Oscar Greasemonkey for scripts. This here is where we were originally. This is a long list of scripts. I use a fair number of them. They're quite useful, but I'm going to scroll down to the one that says echartbutton.user.js, and I'm going to click on that. And then what I want to look for is right down here where it says raw. Now, I already have this script installed, But if I didn't, I would click on Raw, and this window pops up, and there's an install button that shows up after a few seconds, and you would click on Install, and that would install that script into your Firefox. Once you've got that installed, you can go back into your Firefox, go into your patient. We're going back to Jessica Rabbit here. And what you should see on the bottom right here, it won't look exactly like this because Stan's is different from mine, but you'll see a list of buttons here, and you can create buttons that link to all of the eForms that you commonly use. I have a link here, an external link to an online VBAC calculator that checks what the likelihood is for a vaginal delivery after a cesarean section. That jumps me to another web page. I've got a link here to go directly to all my eDocs. I have all sorts of handouts in there for patients. I have a link to my imaging form, my lab requisition, the rich text letter that Peter Hutton-Zapsky has made for us, a bunch of different eForms that I use commonly. Now, I've taken his script and I've modified it and used it for myself. The next thing I need to do, hi Jessica, the next thing I need to do is I'm going back above the screen here. There's a little monkey face that I'm going to click on. When I click on that monkey face, it tells me that Greasemonkey is active, and it shows me all the buttons that are active on this page. And the eChart button for me is also active on this page. And you can go in and you can edit this Greasemonkey script. And I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to look for this here, starting here where it says var for variable input, and then this creates a button. And the first button that I made is on the bottom right-hand corner of my screen. It's to book a non-stress test. It is at the bottom at 0 pixels, and it's at the bottom right at 0 pixels. I picked a background color for it. And when I click on it, I want to go into the form ID, FID 528, to get the non-stress test form. How do I know I want to go into that form? Well, I'm going to show you that. I have to go to the form that I want, and I have to pull it up and find out what the ID number is for that form. Anyways, this is a list of all of those buttons. You don't need to know a lot about the code. You need to know that each button has its own input name. So this is input 3, and it is a button. This one is gynae intake button. I have to change it to show alert number 3. This part here tells me that it's 25 pixels up from the bottom, so that's my second row. It's on the far right-hand side again, and I changed the color of this one. So I can color the different buttons so that my obstetrical buttons are in one color, my gynecologic buttons are in one color. I have it easy for me visually to see where I want to go. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page here. And I'm just going to show you, this is what I told you. There's a VBAC calculator button that I have, and it's 175 pixels up, and it's 120 pixels over. But this jumps me to this website right here so that I can go straight to that link, and straight from the patient's chart, I can calculate their success rate for a vaginal birth after cesarean section. And if I want to, I can copy and paste out of that web page and paste it right into their document. And then my last button here is a pathway that takes me to the to the eDocs, and that you can copy that straight off of this if you like, but that jumps me to all my e-documents, and then I can go from the patient's chart and look for a handout and print it up for them right away. All right, so you can have a look at this code at your leisure. As I said, you can download it from the web page that Stan has on GitHub. We're going to close out of here. We're going to go back into the patient here. Now, let's go look at that non-stress test booking eForm. Now, again, unfortunately, it's above the screen here. I'm going to try to just change my screen. So now you can see where I am here. And I'm just going to try to increase this size. And what I would need is I need right here in the web page where it says FID 528. So I click in my address line, and then once I've clicked in the address line, I can use the right arrow button, go all the way to the end here, and this FID here is what I need to put into that place so that button jumps specifically to that spot. All right, so that jumped me straight from Jessica Rabbit's chart into my outpatient fetal monitoring form and filled it all out like it's supposed to. Then I can go down and print and submit it. Print it to my printer at the front desk so my MOA can send that off for me. It's been saved in her chart right there, the outpatient fetal monitoring referral form. And my receptionist is already faxing that off theoretically to maternity, and away we go. I hope that was helpful for you. I know this one was a little bit more complicated. It's actually the version that I use because once you've got these buttons here, it is so quick and easy, and it saves you so much time to get to the forms that you commonly use. I did invest some time right at the beginning making these buttons, changing the labels, changing the colors so that I knew what I wanted to look for. I've got all my pregnancy ones in baby blue. I've got my gynae ones in green. I've got my OR ones in sort of a brownish color. My lab requisition and imaging are in the yellow. I know where they are. I can go straight to them. I can click on them and jump them quite easily. I hope that was helpful for you, and there will be more to come in the days ahead.